Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to discuss about the functions in Python. So let's start. How to define a function in Python? The keyword def is used to define a function in Python. It must be followed with the function name and the parenthesis list of formal parameters. Now here we need to show or we need to discuss something. It must be followed by function name. Now first of all, what is function? A function is a block of code where some instruction has been written and which will be called in future. This is the concept of function. Now as it will be called in future, so it should have any name, otherwise how can anyone call a particular concept? So as I am telling that it will be called in future, so it should have some name. So always a function has some name. So def, after that function name will be used. Then parenthesis list of formal parameters. Now what is the parameters? Parameters are the input values to the function. Whatever code you are going to write inside the function, the input values inside the function should be given with the help of the concept of parameters, and which is written inside the parenthesis after the function name. How to write? I am showing you just in a while inside the practical portion. The statements that form the body of the function start at the next line and must be indented. Again, body of the function means where you are going to write down the main statement or the main codes should start in the next line and again must be indented, just like your if, else or for loop you have seen that indentation. The same thing should be here also. A function can have return type or may not have return type. Returning anything, returning means it is returning any values to the calling function. It is returning any values to the calling function. It is the return concept of return type. It may return or it may not return. That is also with example I am showing. Next is a function may have argument or may not have any argument. Argument or parameter, both are almost same, but what is the difference, that is also I am showing you. So these are the basic concept of function. How to write down a function is this. How to define a function? First of all, you have to define a function. Definition of the function is must. Now how to define a function? With the help of the def keyword, this one. So first of all, def is the keyword. Then give any name. Just now I told you that give any name. Anything. Here I have written add. After that parenthesis. Now inside the parenthesis, parameter may be there or may not be there. Parameter means the input values or the argument, same concept. So may be there, may not be there. So without argument function I have written here. I have not given any parameters or argument inside this parenthesis of this add function right now. So only parenthesis open and close will be given, done. Then inside this, whatever you want to write, suppose I have only written a one line, you can write down 3 or 4 lines and this is the indentation that should be followed. Now done with this function, suppose, then as the definition has done, you have to call this function. As the definition has done, you have to call this function. Now how to call this function? For calling of the function, you have to only write down the name of the function, parenthesis open and close, done. It will print hello in the console. This is without argument function. Now with parameter or with argument function is this one. Suppose def, then name, inside this parenthesis you have to pass the argument. And after this is the body of the function. Inside this you have to write down your code, whatever you want to write. Suppose I have written here z is equal to x minus y, then I have printed z. That means this x and y, just now I told that definition of parameter is actually these are the input values to the function. So you have to pass this x and y during calling of the function. See, during calling I have called this subtraction with passing some values, suppose 7 and 2, then this 7 will go to x and this 2 will assign to y, then 7 minus 2 and I am printing 5 z. So, the answer will be 5 into the console. Okay, this is how you can define with parameter function, without parameter function. Now, actually there are 4 types of arguments in function Python. Number 1 positional argument, number 2 keyword argument, number 3 default argument and number 4 variable length argument. One by one I am showing all with examples. But what is the difference between the parameter and argument? Let me go to the previous slide and show you. Suppose this one, this x and y, during definition of the function whatever variables you are passing, these are called parameters, and during calling of the function whatever values you are passing, these are called argument. So, both are almost same but a little different. During definition whatever variables you are passing, those are the parameter, and during calling whatever values you are passing, those are the argument. Now, in Python there are 4 types of argument: positional argument, keyword argument, default argument and variable length argument. Now, what are those? One by one I am showing with example. It will be better understood with the help of whenever I am showing with the help of example. So, again for example, let me open my Jupyter notebook, and first of all start defining a very simple function. So, define function, and first without parameter, suppose def is a keyword. See the bold concept has come. Then give any name, suppose test. As it is without parameter, so just parenthesis will be given like this, then colon. This will automatically come as indentation, as you have already seen in if else for everywhere. Same, whenever you will give the colon and hit enter, it will give the indentation. Now, inside this indented block you have to write down whatever you want to do with your function. Suppose I am writing print, suppose we are coding in Python. Now, hit enter. Here you can write down another line or whatever you want to do, anything you can do. But so whenever you need that, I do not want to write anything, I do not want to do anything, then just hit backspace, done. You are coming out of the function. Now, the function definition is over, run this. This is just a definition, no output will be given because it is just a definition. Now, I have to call the function. Whenever you are defining a function, you have to call the function, otherwise you will not get any output. So, for calling the function, you have to write down the function name with parenthesis only, done. Now, you will get the output of the function. Okay. This is a without parameter. Now, let me define with parameter. Def, give any name, suppose add. With parameter means you have to pass parameters, which is input values to the function. Suppose I am passing 2 parameter x comma y, 3, 4, 5, any number of parameter you can pass. Now, as these are the input values, so you have to do with this, you have to do something with these 2 input values. So, suppose I am adding these 2 values x plus y and storing it in some other value, suppose is equal to z. So, whatever input values will come to this x and y, these will added up and will be stored inside a variable called x as z. Now, I am printing my z and saying that suppose the sum is z. This is my definition of add function. Now, you have to again call the function, only name, but this time only name, parenthesis will not be enough, because here some parameters are there. So, whenever parameters are there, you have to pass arguments like this. Whenever any parameters are there in definition, you have to pass argument during calling. So suppose I am passing 3, 6, it will added up this 3 and 6 and give you the answer. Then this, you will get the answer. Okay, this is how you can write down any function, either with parameter or without parameter. The choice is yours. Now there is another concept, return type. Just now I told you that return type. Return type means, let me define another function, suppose subtraction. Suppose a comma b. Now suppose c is equal to a minus b. Now I am not printing here, rather I am using a keyword called return, and I am saying that return c. Now that means what? That means the same concept of the previous one, only the thing is that I am here not printing anything, I am not using any function called print, rather I am returning something. Suppose I have used return c, that means it will return to the calling function. That means what? Whenever you run this, just run this. Now you will call this, so this is the calling function. It means here the main. Here from the main you are calling that function. Now during calling subtraction, suppose you have to pass two values. Suppose I am passing these two values. Now also you will get the answer same. Sorry, should be. Now also you will get the answer as previously. Only difference is that previously inside the function you have added a print statement which is printing directly, but here you are using a return statement which is returning to the calling function and then it is printing. Concept is same, only a return statement. That is the reason I already told that a return statement may be there or may not be there. So again it is also your choice. You may give a return statement or you may not give a return statement. Okay, this is how different types of function can be used, either with parameter or without parameter, either with return type or without return type. These are different types of function you can use. Now the next topic will be different types of parameters, as I just discussed different types of parameters. Okay, the next topic I am coming with the next video.